Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about these two Chinese elms and two different ways on styling them. Sticking to the conical shape styling and a more controlled method of styling. Let's crack on, shall we? So this is a Chinese elm that's been in my collection for a while now, and when I first got it, it was almost bare, and I've been building it up, and today we're going to be working on it. And as you can see, the trunk is getting covered in moss, and the first steps today is going to be cleaning that off. So all we need now is a cup of water and a brush. Now the moss should come off fairly easy with this brush. It's usually a brush I'd use to clean the motorbikes, but it's a brand new one and I've been using it for trees ever since, and it's been doing a really good job. But obviously if you need to get into the nooks and crannies, just a regular toothbrush will do. And today we're going to be choosing this lovely pink one, which does the job absolute wonder. So now that's all cleaned up, we're going to be looking at these long extended branches, and it's fairly simple. We're just going to be cutting back down to the first two or three, and here's another example at the top. The first two or three, and whichever leaf you leave out, that is where it will tend to branch out in that direction. So left will go left and right will go right. And inside the tree near the trunk we've got this growth here, and we're going to remove these as it opens up the trunk line. And further down on that same branch we have this one sticking out, and it's a bit of an eyesore. We could use a bit of a wire to bring it in to help form the pad, but I think today we're just going to remove it. And don't worry, as it's autumn we will be applying cut paste when the styling has done. And I feel that it's looking a lot better. Now even further down on that branch we have these end bits, and we're just going to shorten them just to help try and increase the ramification. And now we're just going to be working around the tree at this level, just removing anything that's growing too strongly upwards. And of course anything that's dead will have to be removed, like this little branch here. And I think that's this section done. And now we can start working on the top section. And as you can see, it's already got that lovely dome top. Well, I've been working on it for the last couple of years, and now it's just all about opening it up a little bit. And we're going to imagine something like a bird that can sit on a branch or fly through the branches, as you would be able to picture on a everyday living tree that's grown to full size. Now I'm going to be leaving this little bit here just drooping down, as it gives a bit more of a natural look. But it would also mean that I'm going to reduce the section underneath it just a little bit, just to increase the space. Now it won't need much to increase that space, it just needs a little trim back. And as we spin back round, as you can see, we've created that little space, and I feel like that's looking a lot better in that section. Now there was just a couple of extra little bits that are poking out a bit far too much, and we're just going to be snipping them away. and that's the more controlled method of pruning. And as you can see, the tree has been improved marginally well, and next year it will produce explosive growth, and we'll have to go through the same process all over again. And here is the other Chinese elm that's been in my collection for roughly around the same amount of time, and we're going to be sticking to the conical shape pruning, which is just simply just trying to create that triangular effect. And we're just going to get close up, and this is what you would usually find in any beginner manual guide that you'll get with a starter tree, and normally Chinese elms are styled this way when you first buy them. Now, I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with this way. It is very effective, and I tend to do it from time to time, especially when I'm short on time and a tree needs a prune. On a Chinese elm, it has proven effective of building that ramification, considering this tree has only ever had this styling, and it's built up lovely. So it's almost similar to cloud pruning or trimming a hedge, but on each branch you want to cut them back, leaving leaves of course, but also creating these lovely little fluffy pads, and just slowly cutting away the edges, working your way into it. And now that's the right side near enough done, we're now going to start working our way onto the top. And while we're just doing this conical shaping, if you're interested, I keep my Chinese elm outside all year round to face all the weathers, but I do protect them from the cold winds. They can handle down to -10 degrees Celsius, and the frost doesn't really hurt them. I've had these pots frozen solid, and they have always bounced back every year. But I will say again that it's the wind that they do not like, so always try to protect them from that. As I've been speaking to people recently and their stories on how they've lost Chinese elms, and I've always found it shocking. As if you've been following me for the last few years, you know I put my Chinese elms through a lot, so I really would put it down to user error and not the tree itself. But mind you, if you've just bought a Chinese elm, high chances are it's not long been imported into the country, and it does need to acclimatise before going through a winter. So if you bought it this winter, then I would suggest keeping it in a greenhouse until spring. And also, both these Chinese elms in this video was fully repotted in August just gone. You can always check my Instagram if you want to see those videos. These trees really can take it. So now the outer edge is done. What we're doing now is working in between the pads just to try and build a section between them. And another thing, doing it this way, sticking to the conical shape pruning, it's definitely a lot messier than the previous method. And it's good to give the branches a shakedown just to release the cut leaves if any has fallen on them. So I'm going to speed it up from here, as I feel like you get the general idea. And this is the conical shape pruning, almost done. But as I was working my way around, I have seen a couple of branches that I want to bring down, and after checking I have noticed there is no wire bite on the branch that I previously put on during the growing season. But the wire that's on is not strong enough to pull it down to where I want to. So I've just put some more wire on. I didn't show it because you can see me wiring in plenty of other videos, and today wasn't really a wiring video. And we're just going to bring this branch down, and it really opens up this trunk line, giving it more space, almost like you can really imagine a bird flying through them branches. And there is also one at the back I feel like should come down a little bit more, and I'm really liking that. I feel like this tree is looking a lot better than what I envisioned. And this one here can just come in just a little bit more, and even though there's 2 3mm thick wires on there, it's still not that strong, but I'm happy with it, so I'm just going to leave it there. And of course we've got this moss here, and underneath it there is a nice thick surface root. There is one further down in the soil which is still developing, but I want to kind of show off the one that is on show, or could be on show. And with just using a gentle brush we can get that all nice and clean, and the pink brush comes out again. As you can see, the moss mesh trick is working well. This time next year it will be fully recovered and probably needs to be cleaned again. And here we are, the conical shape pruning is come to an end on this tree this year, and I'm liking it for a beginner tree with the commercial S shape, which a lot of enthusiasts look down on. So if you like this video, please comment, like and subscribe. If you didn't, no worries, and I'll catch you in the next one.